talked about in the past how every year or so I would see some government document or government textbook or report that stunned me, that shook me to my very core, and just validated and confirmed hundreds of other research points that I had been working on. But Friday, I became aware, Friday evening, of a government textbook at policy level for academics, advising government, that's over 1,000 pages long, and I read several hundred pages of it. Paul Watson wrote a detailed story Saturday concerning it, and it validates 100% everything that we've discussed on this radio show. But then the term 110% comes into play. How about 200%, 300%, 400%, 500%, 1,000%? I am almost speechless at what we've discovered. And it's probably the most devastating single document that I have ever read or looked at, and I can't put it down. I can't put it down. To give you an idea, it's totally changing the course of this new Obama film I was making that already had some information on eugenics, but not much, to where I'm just scrapping large portions of it and changing directions now. It makes Endgame, as horrifying and unbelievable as Endgame is, but all well documented, look like it's a whitewash. I mean, good night, nurse. When does this end? What am I talking about? I'm talking about this bastard right here on the screen, John Holdren. You see that photograph? You see what's in the background? You see that book on the bookshelf right there? Well, I have the Google Books copy of it, and I have two ordered. It's an expensive textbook. I ordered a new one, over $100, being mailed to me. This son of a bitch, and that's what he is. This psychopath. Jeffrey Dahmer looked like a choir boy. This guy right here is one of the main engineers of the eugenics operations going on right now. And that book you see right there on screen is everything they're doing to us. I went and lift weights today, and I saw two young women who had brain disorders and couldn't walk, and I couldn't control myself and went up and talked to one of them, and she was talking about, yeah, this just suddenly happened when I was 22 years old. Out of the blue, they don't know what it is. And I said, lady, did you take some vaccines around that time? Coming to you live from the sunny South Austin studios of the InfoWars resistance against the eugenics planetary dictatorship. I am Alex Jones. We have 2 hours laying out for us here today. It is Sunday, July 12th, 2009, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today. I've been simulcasting the radio show, the weekday show, from 11 to 3 Central Standard Time for the last 2 years at prisonplanet.tv. But I've decided to go ahead and move the Sunday show into our studios as well, and we are simulcasting this radio show right now in living color at prisonplanet.tv. And you'll want to go over to prisonplanet.tv and watch, because this is going to be one of the most important 2 hours of radio I have ever done. In my 14 years on air, there have been many stories that stun me, that stagger even my belief system, that make me even question what I'm looking at. And they're generally government documents, Council on Foreign Relations documents, declassified documents. One of them is Operation Northwoods. In April of 2000, the Baltimore Sun, the Associated Press, and ABC News all did front page, top coverage. ABC Nightly News covered it. Headline, U.S. government planned to bomb and terrorize U.S. cities as pretext to attack Cuba, war with the Soviet Union. And it was declassified, and the government admitted that they had a plan to stage terror attacks across America as a pretext to launch World War III. But thank God President John F. Kennedy had said no. So General L.L. Lemonster and the boys had him capped. Now, the information I discovered Friday into Saturday that's up on prisonplanet.com stunned me so badly, and it dwarfs any other discovery, anything else I've ever covered. Nothing even begins to approach the level and the magnitude of the information you're about to hear today. Now, that said, we did not discover this information. It turns out Front Page magazine, run by David Horowitz, a big neocon pro-war guy, found the textbook and wrote a story weeks ago, and it got no attention. Then some other big blogs went and bought the government textbook and did scans of it. And then Paul Watson discovered Friday that about half the book is on Google Books, and then you can also find part of the book on Amazon. And if you look around enough places, you can find the whole book online. I ordered 2 of these, a new one and a used one. The used ones are 60-something bucks. New is hundreds of dollars. Government textbook, and it's a textbook out of print. This is a textbook, though, for policy people. This is a textbook for PhDs and academia. Kind of like Carol Quigley's Tragedy and Hope, also 1,100 pages. This treatise is 1,100. And Tragedy and Hope was commissioned by the State Department and the CIA. They were to print 1,000 copies. He was allowed into the official histories of the British Empire, how it had taken over the U.S. with the Federal Reserve Act, how they controlled fascist and communist, how they funded Hitler, how they funded Stalin, and he just brags about it all. And that's Bill Clinton's main mentor from Georgetown. And it's thousands of dollars to get an original of one of those, though other groups have pirated it and republished it. And you can do that with government-funded manuscripts. So you can get a copy of Tragedy and Hope out there if you'd like to. Now, this textbook dwarfs that. And everything that Carol Quigley in '68, when he published that book, has become somewhat passé. We got Al Gore calling for world government. We've got the Canadian Prime Minister calling for world government last week. We have the Pope last week. We're going to play those clips calling for a new world order, world planetary government that you pay carbon taxes to. Ratzinger. Benedict, the whatever he is. But the point is, all of this is going on and happening right now. And so all these years we told you about that, and oh, we're kooks, oh, we're crazy. And I'm like, hey, look at these government documents, and look at these Rand Corporation documents, and look at this congressional hearing about it, and you'd laugh, oh, that doesn't exist. Well, now you see all over the news admitting a world government. Well, you better listen to what I'm telling you right now, because if you like having a stroke when you're 15, if you like having heart attacks at 25, if you like that millions of people are getting early onset of what they call brain disorders, that they're calling, juvenile and other forms of Alzheimer's now. I mean, if you like the fact that kids are dying to your left and dying to your right, and the juvenile cancers are exploding by over 3,000% on average, if you like that in the 1950s, 1 out of 33 died of cancer, now it's 1 out of 3. If you like that everywhere you go, people are just devastated. I mean, it's all spelled out by this bastard. I mean, you might want to read how they're killing you. I mean, I'm risking my life to tell you this, but I was thinking about it today. I said, I don't even care if they kill me. I want to keep living, but the point is, how could you not fight something this big, fight something this bad? Look, I'm right about this. This is real, even if you don't want to believe it and you want to laugh at it. Now, we have hundreds of pages of this textbook scanned and posted at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com right now. And it's one of the top featured stories. It's where you scroll down to the bottom of top featured stories on Infowars and Prison Planet. And Paul Hartman in there and Jaron Neihart, they're showing you at prisonplanet.tv the cover of it by John P. Holdren, EcoScience, Pollution, Population, Resources, and Environment. Population, Resources, and Environment.